You missed my fingering thing. I was just like,
oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, we're having fun. We're having fun here. Hey, welcome everyone. This is the weekly Wrestle. This is Loser Leaves Wrestling and the weekly Wrestle. My name is Red Jefferson. I'm here with Roy Lazowitz, and as always, we have Tam on running the ones and twos. Thank you all so much. I just saw the film of us going live and me just going. I gotta stop looking at that. Hey, thank you everyone. Everyone, jump in. Let us know how you're doing. This is the weekly Wrestle where we're gonna just briefly go over Rampage. But there's some big things to talk about on Rampage. One big thing to talk about on Rampage. And we're going to cover the news of the week. It's all very exciting. And we're going to have some tweets for you. We're going to have some tweets.
We're always going to have some tweets.
And maybe an announcement or two. We'll decide if we remember. Thank you all so much. How are you feeling, Roy?
I'm good. I'm visiting my parents. I'm back on the East Coast visiting my parents. So I've been spending a lot of time going through old things. Every time I come here, I try to get rid of more of my old stuff. But one thing I'll never get rid of is this Commissioner Shawn Michaels action figure from 1998.
Limited edition Shawn Michaels Commissioner action figure. Honestly, one of the worst commissioners WWE has ever had.
I would say so. It's a shame because he was followed by, so before him, I guess it was Sergeant Slaughter, who didn't take a very active role in being the commissioner, and then it was him. He was
pretty active.
He was him and DX. They tried to
him and DX.
And then it was Foley after him, and Foley is the second best commissioner in the history of the WWE.
Who's the first?
I think William Regal's number one.
Bullshit. William Regal is number two. You think William Regal was a better commissioner than Mick Foley? I am angry. Mick Foley's the best commissioner.
I guess you're probably right.
It was a short burst where he was so vital, but also he didn't take away anything. And he had the best exit. He didn't overstay his welcome. William Regal overstayed his welcome because then he became a good guy with Tajiri, which was fun.
Yeah. And I also think Foley was the most himself as commissioner. Not like himself I think as in the commissioner role of all the people who ever were in the commissioner role, he was the most himself in that role. And all of the things he did were very fun. And all the stuff he did with like Edge and Christian and Kurt Angle and all these people, okay, fine, you win. I've been won over. He's number one.
Thank you so much. S is here. Welcome, S. S writes, they write a video on the history of WWE authority figures would be interesting. Then maybe you should just send Mo a direct message. Find Mo it. Send him a direct message. He knows that stuff. We don't know that stuff. That's a great idea, though. That's a great idea, S. I think that's
I watched this guy on YouTube who's very popular, and I'm sure S might actually know who he is. And he did something on authority figures. I'm trying to remember his name. Brian Zane is his name. I don't remember what he does.
We'll do it better.
Maybe we will.
But also just take a look at Roy's background of all his wrestling figures. Did you set that up for this?
No, I just took a picture of that. Every time I come home, I'm like, maybe I should bring these back to my apartment and set this up like this. And then I never do it. But Commissioner Shawn Michaels is coming back with me.
Smart. One piece at a time. And it won't cost you a dime. We're going to talk about Rampage right now. We're going to briefly go over Rampage. Rampage was yesterday. The first picture of Roy's Tam, right?
Go ahead and pull that up, Tam. Yeah, because here's the thing. I'll give you the quick rundown of Rampage. Lucha Brothers, FTR, whatever. 6-woman tag match. That's fine. Sting, Darby Allin said something. What was the main event? I don't remember. Who cares? And then Hook debuted. It's all about Hook.
It is all about Hook.
About Hook.
Let's just go over the whole deal with Hook. Gets a big pop as soon as they see that it's Hook coming out. Huge pop.
Not only that, but he also already has an actual song that Tony Khan has paid for by Action Bronson. Like Tony Khan's all in on Hook. The world is all in on Hook. And he comes out wearing possibly, because we're going to be doing an end of the year awards. Spoiler alert, you're going to be helping. You're all going to be helping. But this is a contender for gear of the year, you mentioned. Ooh, he's up there. He's part of the top 5, I think, is Hook. I think Hook can use a ring jacket. Who's Lil Mac?
For the punch out games, like he looks
maybe that's what he's going for.
It's a real cool look. He looks like a legitimate badass. That's the picture right there. It looks good. He looks good in this role. His hair looks terrible. His hair looks absolutely terrible. He came out with the hair looking like this. Like this isn't him at the end of the match. This is him coming out to the ring. I actually hated that. Comb your hair.
I like it. I think it's it's what the kids like these days. Hook is for the kids.
Fucking
Hook's
children.
for the kids.
Hook is for the kids. But there was also a great Hook chant that started to bring up. Hook, Hook, Hook.
Yeah.
Hook.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's also Hook is gonna kill you. There's also that chant as well, which is like a classic ECW to call back to Taz is gonna kill you. They changed it to Hook, which is like excellent.
And throughout the match, Taz was so proud. Every single thing. And honestly, he looked great in this match. The only one thing I could say though is those forearms across the face were a little weak. I'm sure Taz hit him afterwards. How it works. But he finished him off with a Taz mission. I forget the actual name of it, but a good looking Taz mission.
Yeah.
So and he's like a spider monkey. He's like so high up on him. Oh, it's so cool. Very good.
So the Kata Hajime, which will now be referred to as Red Rum. How do you feel about the renaming of the move to Red Rum?
Taz mission is fine.
I think Kata Hajime is fine. You can't call it the Hook mission. I think Red Rum is fine. It'll grow on me. It's going to be something that I don't like right now, but I won't care in another couple of months. My only thing, and this is very nitpicky, is I wish he'd slow down when walking to the ring. I just wish he'd slow down a little bit. He was just like ready to go, and I think that's fine, but I wanted to see him take it in a little bit more.
I did notice that, but honestly, I kind of liked it because he was all business, and I think that's a cool, because he's always been all business. He doesn't say anything. He's just about the business, except when he was trying to give nuts to someone. I forget. He was just holding nuts to Dante Martin. S writes, don't be Jay Red. I'm not Jay of his hair. I don't like hair, and that's why I'm angry at it. S, Jesus Christ.
Hey, let me ask you a question. This question goes to everybody who's watching right now too. So this, I have this Twitter account, and I follow all of these different wrestling personalities on Twitter and things. And there are people who weren't working for AEW that were commenting about their excitement for Hook. Matt Cardona commented about their excitement and support of Hook. Alex Zane commented about it too. And like all of these people in AEW, and like there was just this overwhelmingly large support for Hook.
Mm-hmm.
And my theory is that it's because first of all, he has a very like striking presence about him. When you see him on television, you're drawn to him. You want to know more. Like, who is this guy? He didn't talk. He was just kind of this enforcer in leather pants for a year, at least, if not more at this point. And yeah, so do you feel like this is the right way to debut someone rather than just immediately jump into a match, like a young wrestler who you're training, like get him on TV for a year, have him in the background, gain this like myth, this aura about him. And then when he debuts, suddenly he's huge. How do you feel about that?
I don't think that's practical. I think this worked well for him in this situation because of his famous father, because his father has a group where he could kind of just be there, not have to be actually involved. This was a very special situation. It reminded me of how Sonic markets their restaurants. They put commercials into towns where they don't have restaurants. Like in Jersey, I was getting Sonic commercials for 5-6 years before there was ever a Sonic in New Jersey. Do you remember this?
Yeah, it just hit me now that they got me.
They got us. And when Sonic did come to New Jersey, there were lines on the highway. Yeah. On the highway to go to Sonic. A cop died trying to in Wayne, I think Wayne or Paramus, wherever that Sonic was.
It was up in that area.
And a cop died on Route 17 trying to herd traffic into the Sonic because it was just so it was popping. So this is crazy. The Sonic mentality. Give them the commercials first, then give them a restaurant a few years later. I think this is really good. I think he did a good job, and I'm very excited to see where he goes. Yeah, I'm excited for the matches.
Yeah, and I think Fuego was a good first opponent for him too.
Yeah, because he could really beat the shit out of him, and no one will care. And absolutely no one did.
He's good at that. He's good at getting beat up.
I hope he enjoys Sammy's car that he got. For Christ's sakes. Fucking loser. All right. Wow, we had such fun talking about Hook. Honestly, I'd never want to stop. It's his week. It's his week. Where do you see him going after this?
I have no idea. I think he should lose. Who are they feuding with right now? Dante Hook would be an interesting match. I don't know. So I saw a tweet that said CM Punk's first loss in AEW should be to Hook, and I'm not against that.
That's interesting. That's an interesting thought. I think that's a little weird to put Hook that high up immediately. He's feuding with MJF right now. CM Punk.
Yeah.
Do we really like? That's a pretty large step down and pretty insulting to every other wrestler that's fought this guy that's literally had his first match. Yeah, first match. It's not his first televised. It's his first match.
Well, I mean, look at Brock Lesnar, the original Brock Lesnar. He beat Hogan, Rock, other people, Rob Van Dam, all inside of his first 4 months on television. And nobody hated him.
But he wrestled for a year in OVW.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So there was definitely he's not been proven yet. He wrestled a good worker that knew how to put him over. He knew how to put Hook over. Have him face Butcher and see what happens.
Come on.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Do you want to talk about the rest of Rampage real quick?
Yeah, real briefly. Lucha Bros beat FTR with a Spike Piledriver win.
I hate that.
It was a good match.
Yeah, I think it was their best match. I didn't notice this at the time, but I guess the person who was pinned, I think it was Cash who was pinned, had his foot under the ropes. So
interesting.
Maybe this continues to continue.
Let us know what you think.
It's a little frustrating to me, and I'm curious how everyone else feels, that they lost that match again, and now they're going to go to Greensboro in 2 weeks and fight Sting and Darby Allin and probably lose that match as well.
I don't think they're going to lose that match.
I hope they don't.
I don't think they are. I think Sting and Darby Allin are undefeated as a tag team right now, but they don't need that. They don't need that type of thing. I think it's going to be Sting taking the L there. I think Sting's going to lose because honestly, Sting, bless what he's done so far. But if you're going to be in a team with an up and comer, you're the old guy, you have to take an L to not hurt the young guy. It has to be Sting. It has to be Sting.
I also think though, Darby Allin really can't be hurt, in my opinion. Like
Yeah, he can.
his popularity won't go down if he takes a loss every now and then. I mean, he's
No,
lost his last two pay-per-view matches, like his last high-profile singles matches, and people still love him.
yeah, but I do think he can be hurt.
Sure. Sure.
Like I think just being paired with Billy Gunn does hurt. It stings.
Yeah, that
It
probably
stings a
hurts
little bit.
more than winning or losing.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Billy
that does
Gunn
hurt
kicking
really.
out of the coffin drop at one.
We have a lot to talk
also
about
hurt.
with the Guns later on. I can't
Do
wait.
we?
But also there was a beatdown afterward where they beat down Sting and Darby, which
Yeah.
was a fun little beatdown. Tully
Yeah.
kicked nuts, but Tully said something very interesting, very, very interesting at the end after he kicked him in the nuts. They're hovering over him, and then Tully's like says, "One more time, Sting. One more time." We're getting Sting versus Tully. I do think that's going to happen. I'm trepidatious, but I'm also excited. I
Yeah.
love seeing old people go at it. I would love this. I would
What's
love for Tully and Arn to be the new Briscoe and Patterson, but I just don't think the Arn. Well, he's falling over everything these days.
he's a big guy, and he already doesn't really have use of his left hand, so
Sure.
it's tough.
Sure.
It's scary. I wouldn't put it past AEW. Now I would. I don't think they're going to do this, but if the Plane Ride from Hell episode had never happened, I wouldn't be surprised if Ric Flair was somehow involved in this match.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh
but
yeah.
I don't know if that'll happen now.
I think that was in the works.
Yeah.
I think that was there. I think he was coming to AEW when Tony Khan's just like, there's an episode about you coming out in a few weeks. I'm not going to use you.
Thank God.
Thank God. Okay. And then we had that. Then we had Ruby, Ty, and Anna Jay versus Rose, Nyla Rose, Penelope Ford, and Bunny. And also a good match. A good match.
Absolutely.
They all did a very good job. I do think Vicky needs to be more prominent when she's doing things. I think Vicky should be coming out saying, excuse me. She is a heat-seeking missile if you let her be. Yeah, she can really get people angry and upset that she's being heard. I just think they're really missed opportunity with Vicky.
Do you think that's copyrighted?
No, she's done it before in AEW.
Has she?
Yeah, she that's how she was introduced. She did it a few times when she's like, excuse me. Oh my God, she's so good.
Yeah.
She's so good. Then we have Wheeler Yuta versus Adam Cole, and Adam Cole won, and Wheeler Yuta didn't, and we're all the happier for it.
Hey,
yeah, and they're setting up the match Adam Cole versus Orange Cassidy.
Crackpot Theory time.
What?
Are you ready for it? Are you ready for a Crackpot Theory?
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's have one. Ready.
They're gonna make
the Crackpot Theory.
They're gonna make an announcement. They're gonna make an announcement on Wednesday or Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning, of at least an 8-man tag of Best Friends and Orange Cassidy and Wheeler Yuta against Bobby Fish, Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks. And you know what happens at the end of that match?
Kyle O'Reilly and Johnny Gargano come out.
Kyle O'Reilly comes out.
Oh, okay.
And then Johnny Gargano also debuts on that show.
He comes and they're like
in a different spot.
Who else is in Undisputed Era? It's just Roderick Strong.
And
right?
Roderick Strong was the other one, yeah. But
There's
the
only
original
4.
the original 3 were O'Reilly, Fish, and Cole. Roderick Strong eventually turned on Pete Dunne and joined them, but the original 3 were them.
I would love that he keeps bringing people in. Adam Cole brings Bobby Fish in, then Kyle O'Reilly's in, and then the Young Bucks are just like, yeah, we're kind of like outnumbered right now. Like there's more of these new people than us in the Elite right now, which would be pretty fun. Very excited.
And then Kevin Owens shows up.
Sure. Oh, interesting. There's a lot of things going on. We're all very excited about it.
And you have to assume also that like the way Sami Zayn is being destroyed by Brock Lesnar and being embarrassed. And by the way, Sami Zayn's doing an excellent job with that.
He's so good. So good.
He's probably leaving the company too, because they're just going to try to embarrass him until he leaves.
I don't know. They use him a lot, though. They use him a lot.
That's true.
He makes good money. Can Tony Khan afford the Sami Zayn's making over $1 million? I don't know. I don't know if you've read the recent pay structure. I was going to put it in the news, but I decided not to because it's boring. But WWE is their contracts. A lot of people are making $1 million downside. Like there's the top few that are making 6, 5, 4 million.
I saw that. I didn't see.
I do
else.
believe, and then the lower end people are making 450,000.
Yeah, and I assume
And
that's
so,
what.
like, I don't think it's
Yeah.
impossible to believe that Sami Zayn, someone who's featured every week, multiple segments, is $1 million player. And do you think that Tony Khan is going to match that when he's already got probably a few $1 million people? John Morrison, not John Morrison, John Moxley. He's making $6 million a year.
What?
Yeah, John Moxley is making more than Roman Reigns. Is making more than Seth
How do
Rollins.
you know that?
This was a few weeks ago, but John Moxley is making more than his former cohorts in the Shield.
Well, I think,
but Roman Reigns is making 5, and
yeah.
Seth is making 4.
I think Jericho is also making in and around what Moxley's making, because Jericho had said that he just signed the biggest. When he originally signed, he said it was the biggest contract he ever signed in his life. So I'm sure that it was also that. And I would say that he is worth that money, at least when you were launching the company. It was important to have someone like Jericho on board.
I do believe that, but I do not think he's making. I think he's probably like $1 million or 2, but I do not think he's making John Moxley. John Moxley came after, like 6 months after. He came on before TNT debuted Jericho. So I don't think he made the money that John Moxley made when they were already on TNT.
Well, they weren't. Jericho, Moxley wasn't on TNT. They weren't on TNT when Moxley debuted.
Yeah,
either. He debuted at the end of the first pay-per-view, which was 3 or 4 months before. But they probably already had the deal in place.
Wow, I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's okay. It doesn't matter.
We're getting there.
It's all dumb. And I would just say that I assume that, and this is a crazy thought, and like, of course, money isn't everything. And I don't think Sami Zayn cares that much about money based on the interviews I've heard with him. And he's got a really interesting brain. And I think money is less of a concern for him.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
I just looked at our pictures next to each other. It looks like we're in the same room, but different lighting angles. It's very interesting. Let us know what you think. Now it's time for the news. The news.
Yeah.
A bunch of typewriters clacking.
Yeah, we're going to get that sound effect at some point.
Okay, this is the news you can't lose from December 5th to December 11th. I think Pearl Harbor anniversary this week, as well as John Lennon's death.
I always thought it was on the same day, but I think they're actually a day apart. I think it's the 7th and the 8th.
December 8th, and December 9th is when John, because there's 9s. 9s are very symbolic with John Lennon. 9s are very symbolic. Okay, so the first pick there, Tam, Jeff Hardy is released. This is probably, I think, is the bit. This is the picture. It's him dirt biking. Jeff Hardy has been released. Weird things happen at a live event in Corpus Christi. Jeff Hardy was in a match with Xavier Woods, Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns and his cousins, the Usos. And during the match, he just walked out. He got beaten up a little bit, just walked into the crowd, started shaking hands and signing photographs, signing picture things and taking photographs of people, and just walked right out. And then they won the match, and he didn't come to the ring to join them. They suspended him the next day or two, and then they released him because he refused to go to rehab. No real news has come out from his side besides Jeff's doing good. His wife, Matt, they're all saying Jeff's doing good, but we don't know. Have you been following this?
I haven't followed this. It's been a busy week for me personally, so I haven't followed. I'm excited for this news segment because I actually haven't been following the news too much this week. Oh, yeah. I think this is really interesting. And I know that they said that they offered to send him to treatment. He said no, so they had to release him. But I also haven't heard that he was intoxicated at this event. I just heard that he walked out.
They didn't say he was intoxicated. He didn't seem to be intoxicated. He just seemed to be checked out, like he didn't care. But he wasn't like sloppy or falling down. Right. There wasn't anything showing inebriation. It was just I don't know if he's using again, or if this was a way for WWE to get him out of a contract. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But he is still is a non-compete until March 2022, when he will likely join AEW, and he will the team with Matt, and they will have their match with the Young Bucks. So Young Bucks can then so the Hardys could go fly away into space, and the Young Bucks could have everything they've ever wanted.
Just for the record, they have wrestled a few times, the Young Bucks and the Hardys, and they had
fuck me.
A great ladder match.
fuck
I'm just
me.
saying. I'm sorry.
They had a ladder match where?
They had a ladder match at Ring of Honor, WrestleMania weekend a few years ago. It was actually, they had a crazy ladder match, and then the next night was when they re-debuted for the WWE. That was their last match on the Indies before they signed with WWE.
Well, then scratch that.
Well,
Then they don't need to come back.
I think it'll happen, though. I still think they'll wrestle, and I think they'll probably also wrestle Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, and maybe they'll wrestle FTR, Santana and Ortiz, the Lucha Brothers. There's all these people that they can wrestle, and they should.
They should come back, and they should reform Broken World and just be broken. Just be broken. Those two being broken together, having their little broken adventures, filming their shit in the backyard. That's all I want from Matt Hardy. That's all I've ever wanted from Matt Hardy these past few years, is just to do that thing, but not take up too much TV time. Excellent. We got to move on. Next picture, Tam. Few people are now on the free agents list. We got Johnny Gargano and Kyle O'Reilly. They are now officially free agents, I think, as of Thursday. I think their contracts expired Thursday at midnight, and unless there was some secret signings going on, I did not hear about it. But they're pretty much gone. What do you think? What are you?
I just saw the picture. I have the stream up. I saw the picture.
You saw the picture of who? That came up. Mine just came up. Yeah, isn't that funny? Isn't that a funny picture? I stole it from someone. I forget who. Shit, I should give credit for these things. Someone made that, and they did a great job. I have to start giving credit for these things because I think this is illegal.
I mean, we don't have to worry about that right now.
We don't have to worry about that right now. We're not making, come after us.
Yeah. I mean, this is exciting. It's exciting. I don't know. We're just going to see what happens. We're just going to roll with it and see how it goes. This should have been what we were always anticipating in the first place, but I think we all didn't see it coming. But
NXT just migrating over?
This idea of this company. So you got to think about it, right? Like I say this all the time, and it's boring at this point. I apologize to everyone who watches us religiously, because you hear me say this all the time. Everybody who's coming over from NXT to AEW, their best friends started this wrestling company.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to go work with your best friends? And they were all best friends before NXT, when they were all wrestling together in PWG and in Ring of Honor. So we should have all seen that. I guess we didn't expect the WWE would be so willing to let these people go, and that they would be so willing to go with all of the money and the opportunities. And we'll get to my tweet of the week later, which kind of brings this to the surface a little bit more.
Stay tuned for the tweet of the week.
Yeah, we should have all seen this coming initially. And everyone, I'm sure AEW is going to get a lot of heat about now it's just NXT, and now it's just we all have to remember, yes, there are going to be people who say that, people who maybe aren't familiar with the history or whatever, but it's just what Ring of Honor was in 2015 is what AEW is becoming.
Yeah. And the thing is, WWE has always had this mentality of keep a happy locker room. If you have people that don't want to be there, let them go. And so I think that's partially why the reason that they have been so lax with these people and letting them go is just we don't want an unhappy locker room. They've done it in the past, that is their mentality, is if you don't want to be here, you should not be here,
I think that's their mentality now, and it has been in the past. But when AEW first launched, it wasn't their mentality.
Oh, sure. No, sure. Because they freaked out a little bit.
Yeah.
That's right. It's good point, Hammer. I could hear you say it a million times.
You sweetie.
You're being a sweetie. Yeah. Next pick there, Tam. Not only is it Johnny Gargano and Kyle O'Reilly that are free agents, guess who else?
Who?
Sane.
That's right. Kyrie Sane.
Kyrie Sane is now a free agent because I think during COVID, she was in Japan. There's travel issues. She couldn't really do it. So they kept her off TV for a while. But they've been wanting her to come back to the US. And I don't think she's really that interested. But that being said, God damn it, TK, Tony Khan, get on it. Kyrie Sane is an all-star. She would fit so well into the roster. She's just too good. There's the thing is, he's so quick to pick up these male wrestlers that leave, and he's not quick at all to pick up these female. The quickest one was Ruby Soho, but that's it. They're the Iconics, Kyrie. There's been others absolutely. He's been dropping the ball because he does not care enough. He's got to start caring about women's wrestlers.
Yeah, I think Kyrie Sane is awesome. I was really happy to hear that she had gone back to Japan, because I don't know if you remember, but her last few months, like let's say her last 6 months on the WWE main roster, she was just getting beat up, like concussions. People were throwing her around. Like it was rough. So,
and she was a Kabuki warrior with
yes,
Io Shirai,
with Asuka. It was her and Asuka.
Oh, it was with Asuka. I thought Io Shirai made it to the main roster. I didn't know Asuka was in a tag team.
Yeah, for a while, but it was like another one of those things I didn't know what to do. They fought Charlotte and Becky in a tables, ladders, and chairs match at the end of 2019, and Charlotte knocked Kyrie Sane loopy and like wasn't paying attention enough and kept trying to fight her, and Kyrie Sane had to like roll under.
I think I saw that. Yeah, so
I think honestly, Kyrie Sane's probably going to stay in Japan. She'll probably wrestle for Stardom again, which the prominent all women's promotion in Japan, which is now, by the way, I don't know if this is part of your news, right? But it was acquired by the same company that owns New Japan. And this year, as part of New Japan's big event at the beginning of January, Stardom will now be a part of that big event, which is really big because New Japan has literally never had women's wrestling on their shows before. So
they've got to start coming up with the times. This is exciting. Yeah. Exciting time. We're trying to change the world, and we're starting it. We're the ones to push it forward. LLW with our friends TK and Double J. We got to keep moving forward. Real quick though, because I brought up Jeff Jarrett, My World podcast. We're official sponsors of the Jeff Jarrett My World podcast. We're big fans, and he's big fans of us. Did you hear on the recent podcast he mentioned that Kurt Angle, when he was in TNA, that whole thing about Kurt Angle kind of having like a big head and saying like, I'm the best wrestler in the world, and kind of force feeding his feedback onto other wrestlers. And that was all because of Dixie Carter. So
that's from this. I haven't heard this week's episode yet.
We shouldn't talk.
But I do. It's Genesis 2006, right? I love the TNA pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Like the talk of all the TNA stuff. It's great.
We have to talk about it. Moving on. Next picture there, Tam. Real scary thing happened at NWA Hard Times this past week. After the Trevor Murdoch and I believe it was Mike Knox match.
Knox.
Yeah, Mike Knox, ECW original.
Sure, of course.
WWE ECW original, Mike Knox. They had a match, and Trevor Murdoch won. Out comes Matt Cardona, but then out comes Mick Foley. Mick Foley comes out and says, "Oh, I got a surprise for all of you," and it's Elijah Burke. Elijah Burke, the Pope is back, but during that segment, during the thing, they're fighting, they're brawling, and he gets knocked into the steel steps, and his body goes limp. And he's rushed to the ER that night. And I don't know what happened. He says he's good now, but what a terrible debut to have happen. You come in, you make this big impact, and then all of a sudden, like, you have this scary incident with the ring steps. Isn't that crazy? Yeah,
don't love it. Don't love that. That's sad. I mean, wishing well to the Pope. I don't know. I don't know what his name is. Not
Elijah Burke.
Yeah, but Elijah Burke was his WWE name. I don't think he uses that on the Indies, does he?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
He was the manager of Sylvester Turkai.
He had a long Impact run.
Impact run.
WWE. Yeah, and now he's doing this. I worry about the NWA. I hope they're okay. I think Jeff Jarrett needs to buy them already. I think
he's not. Oh man, boy, was my bubble burst. You heard about what Jeff Jarrett actually is doing?
No, what's he doing?
Jeff Jarrett is starting a promotion. He's part of a promotion of Capital City Baseball. He is like their having fun director. I don't know what they're doing. It's like wrestling and baseball meet where they're like have the Savannah Bananas.
Oh, the Savannah Bananas are a lot of fun.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah,
I have to look it up. But it's
Can I just tell you real quick?
A bunch of rascals playing baseball.
Yeah. So with the Savannah Bananas, they make up their own rules. So like if you hit a foul ball into the crowd and someone catches it in the crowd, you're out. And
what?
If you sometimes they have people do their own ring entrances, walking up to the plate. There's special, I don't know, whatever. It's fun.
I know. Honestly, it does sound fun. And I do want to watch it, but also very disappointing that he's not starting his own wrestling.
Agreed.
John Buseman's here. longtime friend of LLW, and he was on the most recent show. You should check it out in the AEW, the woo woo woos and what's of AEW Dynamite. And we have John Busman saying NWA getting the Cardona bump, woo woo woo, and that's actually true. Cardona is true. Success wherever he goes.
Yeah, it's true. Very true.
Never heard of a GCW until Cardona came around. Now they're on the map. The king of the death match reigns supreme. Moving on. Could you hit that next slide there, Tam? We got another scary incident. Well, it's not scary, but Chris Jericho passed out in the UK. He has been in the UK for a tour with Fozzy. They had like a 10-date tour, nothing too crazy, but he ended up in the UK emergency room and they made sure to say a non-COVID related issue. They kept saying non-COVID, which Doth thinks he protests too much, Chris Jericho. I think that you're saying that a little too loud. You see the picture? We're having fun here. Chris Jericho is silly. He's fine now. He's fine now. He took some pictures afterward. What are your thoughts on Chris Jericho?
Let me tell you something real quick. This basement of my parents' house, they never go down into it. They never use it. It's like a finished basement that the previous homeowners had. And there's like a bar area, and that's where I'm standing. And there's like a sink underneath the bar that doesn't really work. But I just spit my tea into that sink because I lost my mind looking at this picture of Chris Jericho.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Good for him. I hope he's okay. I didn't hear about this until right now. I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, and he's already saying he's okay. He already posted a picture saying, I'm back out in the streets, or something like that.
Oh, I did see that.
We do wish Chris Jericho well. We wish Chris Jericho well. We don't want him to be hurt. We just want him to take up less TV time.
I agree.
John Busman writes about the baseball, Capity City baseball. It's gimmick baseball. It's fun. I am excited about it. I just wanted Jeff Jarrett to start another promotion or join the NWA because I think that would be really great with him and Conrad Thompson.
The NWA.
And Conrad Thompson's really being a dick now. Listen to the podcast. He's like just fucking being a dick about the whole promotion thing. Like, everyone's talking about me starting a promotion. I'm not starting a promotion. Like, just
everybody also denied it when AEW first started too. So
they did, didn't they?
Just saying.
What's that?
Just saying.
I thought you said Ghislaine. I'm like, not that type of news.
No.
Ghislaine Maxwell. We don't talk about that here. They join us on our Loser Leaves Illuminati. We have to get out of here. Next slide there, Tam. Thank you so much. We got another health update. We see Hulk Hogan walking around with a cane.
Yeah.
The immortal one, Hulk Hogan, walking around with a cane, and he's had several back surgeries, and Hulk Hogan has his faults and his naysayers, and by God, I want to be buddies with him, but I don't want him walking around with a cane. It's a little demoralizing. How are you feeling about this pick?
No, it happens. I don't know. I mean, Lex Luger's in a wheelchair. It's part. I guess it's just a funny thing where it's like, this guy did 3 moves his entire career, and yet one of the moves that he did was the worst
move to do every night.
Yeah, never left his feet his entire career, but it's that one.
His leg drops got high.
That is true. Okay, that's fair.
He got some height with those leg drops. Like he was because he's already a tall guy. What do we got here, Tam? Tam's jumping in with this. What did he say?
Tam just commented and said, Hulk Hogan walking with a stick. Feeling old yet? So I'm starting to. Yeah. Tam,
I love that Tam's talking wrestling. We're going to get him on the show. We got to get him on the show proper. When I saw him at a book signing in 2004, when he had his WWE book deal, and he was just like, I was 6'9", 6'8", 6'9". I'm 6'4" now.
Wow.
And that was in 2004.
Yeah.
Looking at this picture, he might be 6'1". Like, he is not much taller than those shelves, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm about that height, you know? Like, that might be me. Like, I might be taller than Hulk Hogan. This is very exciting. This is a very exciting time. Very exciting time we're in.
What bookstore was that?
Bookends and Ridgewood. I saw Mick Foley there, Stone Cold, Chris Jericho, Edge, Ric Flair, saw them all. My dad touched Chris Jericho's forehead. Did I ever tell you that?
You did tell it. Didn't he think it was weird?
Yeah, no, it was very weird. It was very uncomfortable. We were there at because we saw Dusty Rhodes one time, and my dad's just like, "Oh, you don't have a lot of scars on your head like Dusty Rhodes does," and he's just like, "Except for that one right there," and he goes and he touches Chris Jericho's forehead and touches a scar on Chris Jericho's forehead, and then he's just like, "Yeah, I got that in a car accident, but you feel bad about that now." And then he said it in a funny way, but like my dad's unfazed by it. He's like, oh, it's a car accident. All right, we got to get out of here. Stop talking about this. Next slide there, Tam. Next slide. Another health update because I wanted to group together. Together. Jim Ross is halfway through his treatment, and it seems like things are going okay. So he's got 22 treatments, and I think he's 10 or 12 in, something like that. Which is very good. But Jim Ross, he's just listening to him talk about it, he's just like, I'm doing good. I'm almost there. But he's like, sometimes I get into my head about it. And he's just like, what if this doesn't work? Oh, don't look at the picture. That's such a Ross.
You're talking about this guy's chemo update, and this is your picture?
Okay, all right. I had a little bit too much fun with these picks. I've had a little bit
you
too much fun.
You should do whatever you want. I just think it's very funny.
This is just inappropriate.
He looks like in that photo. I don't know if you remember. You know what? It's all right. Don't worry about it.
He's having a little too much fun that night.
Yeah.
It looks. Oh, I was thinking Ric Flair for a second. The way he was with a shirt.
No.
But we got. But he's doing well, and hopefully he makes a full recovery. He just gets in his head, and he's saying things like, "What is it that this doesn't work? You know, what is it this radiation doesn't work? What if and that's just a very scary thought. We wish him well. And we're giving him all the positive vibes from the LLW family. We want and come back for special events, not weekly.
Jim Ross on Twitter is very funny because he always takes pictures, I guess, of like the days of his treatment. It's like day 7 down, which is great, and I love that. But then every now and then he'll do something a little weird, like Thunder Rosa posted a picture, essentially like it's of her in New York City, but it's like angled in such a way, and the way she's facing a camera, that her butt is the focal point of said photo, and he retweeted it and just wrote "wow!" ! What
a creepy guy. What a creepy dude. Bless his heart. Bless his creepy bones. Next slide, we do have a death. I just piled on all the sad things.
Jack Lanza.
Blackjack Lanza, legendary wrestler and agent. Blackjack Lanza died at the age of 86. He was the lead agent during the Attitude Era. And so like he had a big part of wrestling and kind of putting together a lot of those classic matches of Val Venus versus Taka Michinoku, a lot of those matches. But also he is sorely missed from a lot of wrestlers. He had a really great reputation. What's your favorite Blackjack Lanza match, Roy?
I get him confused, and this is maybe blasphemy. I get him confused with Blackjack Mulligan.
Yeah, same.
And I've heard a lot of stories about one of them and how they spent some time in jail, and they were real old school tough guys. So I don't know a lot about Lanza's career. I know Lanza well as the agent from that era. Any book that you read from any wrestler that was part of the Attitude Era always has Lanza stories. Always, yeah.
What's your favorite of the new Blackjacks matches?
Oh, okay. Barry Windham and JBL versus the new Midnight Express, which was Hardcore Holly and Bart Gunn.
Excellent choice. Excellent
on Monday Night Raw.
We're really celebrating the life of Blackjack Lanza. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Blackjack. Thank you. Bless you. Rest in power. Rest in power.
If you ever get a second, if anybody is a subscriber to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, always go ahead when a wrestler dies. It's Dave Meltzer one of the best things he does is
This
memorialize
is
wrestlers.
obituaries. Yeah.
He writes excellent obituaries. So definitely take the time to
Actually,
read that.
I think that's a good idea. Everyone check out Dave Meltzer and let him know LLW sent you. Moving on, we're going to hit up this next story, next clip there, Tam. We got some drama going down south of the border way. We got Jack Evans. Bless Jack Evans' heart.
I did see this.
And he, because honestly, it sounds terrifying. He says the Mexican cops planted drugs on him, and he filed a formal complaint saying that the police are trying to extort him. He's given $350 to them to try and stop them from hassling him, and they keep asking for more. And he's like, if I get arrested in the next couple of weeks with drugs on me, it's because they did this. And it sounds like a scary situation if real. Also sounds like a scary situation if it's in his head. So it's very, very scary both ways. Are you team Mexican police or team Jack Evans?
I have to be team Jack Evans. Always side with the wrestler. Always side
not the cops. Fucking
I will say it was funny because this all came out kind of because he tweeted some things about it. And then someone random, just like a random person, commented and said something about how police in other countries are so corrupt and all of these things. And the quintessential stud muffin, Joel Gertner, replied to that person's comment, correcting their xenophobia and asked them to do better, which was very good. And then at the end, he's like, "Oh, and Jack, I hope you're doing well," which I thought was very funny. Like he cared so much more about the xenophobia, which is good. Good, he should.
That is good. That is good. That is good. Very good, Jason Gertner.
Is that Joel Gertner? Joel.
That's his Jason. Joel. All right. But Jack Evans, we hope you get better. And I just want you to be in AEW. I just want you to be doing things in AEW.
I haven't even seen him since his head got shaved. I don't even know what he looks
like. He's stuck in Mexico. Yeah, I would love to see him versus Bryan Danielson. That'd be a really good match.
That's a good match.
Him versus CM Punk. Man, there's so many things.
That's some Ring of Honor, some early Ring of Honor.
Was he a Ring of Honor guy, Jack Evans?
Boy, was he. He did some really scary things in Ring of Honor. He took some really crazy, scary bumps that were very terrifying.
We got to check it out. Everyone check out a Jack Evans match today.
Yeah.
Moving on. We got we're in the land of WWE. Next picture there, Tam. We're in the land of WWE, and they are putting out a new line of Bray Wyatt toys. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Terribly unprofessional. They have a new Bray Wyatt toy out. It's one of those pop funk toys, and it's a glow in the dark Fiend with a Christmas hat, a Santa Claus hat going on. As you can see from the picture, it's spooky. It's spooky.
What's interesting about this?
Yeah,
they own the rights to the Fiend. Yeah, they could put another wrestler in the Fiend gimmick.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Honestly, that's a good idea.
Is it a good idea?
I'm fine with it. I'm just curious.
Right.
It's WWE. I'm fine with them doing anything outside the box. I'd watch it. I'd be curious to see this new Fiend,
Yeah, sure. Better than the new Diesel and the new Razor Ramon.
Yeah. And if it's this creepy, this makes more sense to put someone. They did with Sin Cara.
That's true. That is true.
Sin Cara. So yeah, I'm not mad at that. Go for it. Start a new thing, because that just put more buzz on Bray. Or they're bringing Bray back.
Yeah.
Or they're bringing Bray back. Ryback. No, we got to get out of there.
I don't think they're bringing Ryback back.
No, they're not bringing Ryback back. Ryback's stay back, Ryback.
Stay back, Ryback.
We're having so much fun and we're so intelligent. We're having such intelligent conversation. Next slide there, Tam. This is something that we should all be excited for. New GCW show happening. I think it's in January. I don't know, sometime soon. And it's going to be featuring the star, Kevin Nash.
Have you seen
GCW debut in Detroit?
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Have you seen the card for that show? They don't have any matches announced, but you see all the crazy people that are on that show?
No.
Kevin Nash is on it. Kevin Nash, number one crazy.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash, Rhino, also from Detroit. That picture is hilarious. Yeah, and Sabu is on it too. That's crazy. It's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe I'll buy it. Who knows?
Maybe he'll have a match.
Kevin Nash versus Sabu?
Oh, let's go. Let's go. Kevin Nash versus Sabu, the dream match we didn't know we wanted.
Yeah.
Honestly, if that's both of their last match, Let them die in the ring together.
Yeah, seriously.
No, but he can't lift up any one leg without the other one crumbling. He has to stay on 2 feet at all times, Kevin Nash. And I think Sabu is held together by
Is
duct
that
tape.
true?
Did you see his knees? I should have sent a picture of his knees. He had some surgery maybe last year. And he showed a picture of his knees pre-surgery, and he was handicapped.
Yeah, like his legs had atrophied. Like he couldn't.
But not even atrophy. They go wonky. Like they both turn to the left. It looks like he has 2 left legs. It was nuts. It was nuts. Well, we'll share a picture maybe next time. We'll show it to you.
I saw a clip of Alex Shelley's going to be on that show as well. And some of Kevin Nash's best work ever was when he was doing the X Division stuff in TNA. And I saw this clip. And I had never seen this before. It blew my mind. They were live on Spike, and Kevin Nash rolls up in a wheelchair. So he's eye level with Alex Shelley's crotch. And Kevin Nash just quietly, not into a microphone, just quietly to himself says, "You wearing a cup right now?" And Alex Shelley quietly, not into a microphone, grabs himself and says, "No, baby, that's all me." And I can't. It was the greatest, stupidest moment.
Share this clip with our fan base. We want it. And also check out My World with Jeff Jarrett, because they talk about that specific thing. Those matches. Tell LLW sent you. Tell Conrad that Loser Leaves Wrestling. Losers leave Conrad Thompson. No, losers love wrestling. That was someone's trolling us the other day. But yeah, moving on. Next picture there, Tim. Mick Foley. Everyone loves Mick Foley. He was recently named the most requested athlete on Cameo this year. He was the most requested, over 7,000 requests. And that's overall baseball, football, soccer, the other sports, all the other sports. And he puts a lot of work into his cameos. Have you seen any of them?
I've seen a few. I was going to ask you. I saw him he's Dude Love sometimes. I've seen the Dude Love ones. I haven't seen a lot, but I've seen the Dude Love ones. They're great. They're outstanding.
Yeah. He puts a lot of work into them, which makes it very fun. It makes each one special. He puts they're like long. They are long and they are detailed. Did you see the picture yet? We're having fun.
What photo is that?
I don't know. I just found it. I typed in what I do when I look for these pictures. I just type in Kevin Nash dumb or Kyle O'Reilly idiot. That's what I do. And then I get these pictures. But Mick Foley, I just wrote Mick Foley silly. And this is one of the ones that popped up. Mick Foley pooping his pants. It's just very funny to me. Let us know what you think of these pictures and if they're distasteful. But I'm into them. If you were to get a cameo, would you get a Mick Foley cameo or a Jim Cornette cameo?
I would probably get a Mick Foley cameo over Jim Cornette cameo.
But Jim Cornette sounds like a fun one because he'll just rip you apart.
Yeah, I RIP to New Jack, but I watched a lot of New Jack cameos. They were the best.
That sounds fun.
That
sounds actually like a great idea.
Also, Nick Gage, I don't know if he's still doing cameos, but his cameos were also excellent too.
Maybe.
He would only I saw him do one where for a 3-year-old who was trying to learn how to potty train, and Nick Gage just don't give up. You can do it. You're gonna get on that toilet.
Don't give the fuck up, you fucking idiot. You piece of fucking shit.
Hey, he's really positive. He's really positive.
You see me?
Say that.
I went to jail. I'm angry. I fucking robbed the fucking bank. You fucking idiot. Poop your pants like Mick Foley. Next slide there, Tim. Next slide. We got to move on, Roy. We got to move on. Batista, everyone's favorite Batista is in the new M. Night Shyamalan movie. Secret is he's actually Triple H the entire time. No, I'm just joking. But also he's in a buddy cop movie with Jason Momoa coming out soon. That's described as a new Lethal Weapon. Are you excited about Batista's new blowing up acting career? What is the word?
I think Batista's fun. I think Batista's a good actor. I might watch Stuber at some point over the next couple of days. I want him
eventually.
It's good. I saw it once last year and I thought it was good. It's fine. Yeah, whatever. Good for Batista. I'll see another Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, this is him with his blue Tista gear. You see his blue Tista gear.
Old blue
Yeah,
Tista.
old blue Tista. And we got some comments here. MDK goes full PMA on cameos. John Busman writes that. At MDK, murder, death, kill goes potty. That's
Positive mental attitude.
Yeah, whatever. Potty mouth attitude. And we got our last story of the night. The last story of the day. And next slide there, Tam. Austin Gunn. Austin Gunn, everyone's favorite Austin Gunn, is set to appear on E's new reality show, Relatively Famous, Ranch Rules. It's apparently a lot of celebrities' children are going to go on a ranch where they try to discover what it's like to live on a ranch, but also discover themselves and kind of redefine themselves away from their parents. Here's a list of the children that are. So we got Shaquille O'Neal's child, Pat Benatar, David Hasselhoff, Martin Lawrence, Billy Bob Thornton, and Eazy-E, which officially makes Austin Gunn the least famous person associated with this. They're talking about, yeah, we had chefs all the time and we had all these things growing up, and then I just see it as like, I had a hamburger helper every night. Like, he's not that. What? Billy Gunn's not. They're just going through like, my mom's Pat Benatar, my dad Shaquille O'Neal, and like mine is WWF Hall of Famer Mr. Ass.
Well, I think the thing about it is yeah. I mean, they were rich. I mean, Billy Gunn was clearing $1 million every year for 4 or 5 years there in the height of the New Age Outlaws and DX. That makes sense. Shaquille O'Neal was clearing like $40 million a year. So it's still a very, very different life that they can't relate to much.
Yeah.
There's these ass boys.
These ass boys can't relate to much. You have to check out the trailer for it, though, because it looks like it starts off and they barely show him at all up until apparently he makes out with Pat Benatar's daughter.
Hell yeah.
He makes out with Pat Benatar's daughter. And then there's some fight and you see Austin Gunn just screaming like, oh, I'll fucking kick your fucking ass. And that was his only feature on the show. Everyone else is just like, ooh, like they're like artificially inseminating cows and they're trying to grab a chicken. Like it's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. S writes, who do you all think is the best wrestler turned actor? It has to be Batista, right?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like Batista is such an obvious answer, but it kind of has
Roddy
to be.
Piper's up there.
Yeah. I think The Rock is overblown. I don't know. The Rock doesn't do it for me anymore. Although Walking Tall, great movie.
Have you seen any of the Fast and Furious movies?
Actually, I haven't.
Dog, is he good? God, I hate using a Brian Cage saying, he's a machine. He's a machine in that movie. It's such a cool thing. He just grabbed, like, there's a helicopter, the Gatling gun on the helicopter breaks off, and he just picks it up and starts using it. It's so, it's pretty fun. If you want some mindless fun,
I'll see that. I'll watch that.
I'd go Batista, Roddy, and Rock in the same world. Then I don't know, Triple H.
John Cena.
John Cena. Oh, John
Cena's good.
John Cena's all right. Honestly, I don't buy him. I don't buy him. I don't buy him acting. It seems forced. Everything he does seems forced.
Yeah, I think so. Stone Cold is like a good example of someone who was going to be an actor, and then he was like, I don't like this.
He couldn't get the roles. He couldn't get the roles.
So he just became a host, and he's a really good host.
He's a great host. He is a great host. Yeah. And then S writes, Austin Gunn makes out with Pat Benatar's kid. Love is a battlefield indeed. Love is an asshole field. I don't know. We're stretching here. We haven't had our coffee. It's later for you anyway. Any other thoughts on any news that you remember or heard of?
Tonight is Ring of Honor Final Battle. It's Ring of Honor's final show before they go on their hiatus and turn into a different company. So that's going to be exciting. I think I might check that out. I'm out here. I got nothing to do. Might as well watch it. Then I guess I just have my tweets of the weeks.
Okay. One thought here. S says, I don't know. Cena's pretty good. You show me where. I think to watch Peacemaker is fine. He was fine in that role. I don't think it was anything to write home about. I think anyone that's large enough can play John Cena roles.
I think anyone who's large enough can play Rock roles.
Rock is special.
Batista special.
Batista special. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it. Batista special. That's how we should end this
Special.
news segment. Let's talk about these tweets
Yeah.
of the week, Roy.
Tam, can you pull up tweet number 1? So this is my serious tweet to get a little perspective on where we are.
Real quick, S writes, Cena was really good in Suicide Squad. Yeah, like I said, he did fine. He didn't mess up, and I think that's the best that he's done so far. Is not mess up.
Sure.
That's my take on it.
Yeah.
And the tweet of the week.
We're just gonna wait for that.
We should actually have a theme song that we sing at the same time to get him set up. Okay.
So for this tweet here, Sean Ross Sapp writes, since NXT started on the WWE Network in 2014, there have been 16 different NXT champions. By the end of the week, this tweet came out midweek. By the end of the week, half of them could be completely out of WWE. 7 of the 11 North American champions could be gone, and 26 of the 42 tag team champions all time could be gone from the WWE as well. NXT was never meant to be, clearly, and it was never meant to be what it's becoming now. It was never meant to be a developmental territory. It was supposed to be something to gut the independent wrestling scene. And it was supposed to be Triple H saying, we are the independent scene now with WWE quality. And that's what happened. And clearly Vince never liked it. And that's why over half of the people that were champions in this company are now gone. It's crazy to think.
It is crazy, but I also just wonder, NXT is just such a special situation. I don't think it was designed to gut the indie scene. I think it was designed to just take the attention of IWC fans, the internet wrestling community fans. Yeah. But I don't think it was designed to dismantle these promotions, because
it's one of those things.
They only thrived because of NXT.
Yeah, to a certain extent. I mean, they lost all their best talent, but they did thrive.
I think this past, since NXT started, I think it's really created a buzz around this style of wrestling that's now more mainstream, that allows for an AEW. And without NXT, I don't think we see an AEW.
That's a whole other conversation. I don't agree with that statement, but I just think it's something to think about. Makes you think, huh? They tried something different, but proof is in the pudding. WWE's never going to change. Yeah. It's never going to change.
Yeah. Until that's been taken over by someone else. Any day now. Day now.
And it might not be Triple H, because he's going to leave and start his own company. So it's crazy. Anyway. All right. So to close out the show, I thought something a little lighthearted, but also something, living your best life, living true to yourself. And someone who sneakily has been living true to himself this whole time is Tony Atlas. So Tam, if you want to go to that second one for me, that second tweet of the week, this one's a little tougher to see because
we all have to use our reading glasses. Everyone get your reading glasses on for this.
Smaller images inside of this image that's already going to be a bit smaller. So, but Tony Atlas has quietly been a positive force in the world for a long time. So
also he has a feet fetish. We'll talk about that in a second.
That's exactly why I brought it up. David Bixenspan wrote, Tony Atlas being so unabashedly into women stepping on his face for 4 decades running, regardless of if it was on TV in the Bible Belt in the early 1980s or YouTube shoot interviews on Twitter. It's just a really beautiful thing. So if you scroll,
thank you so much, Tam.
Thank you, Tam. If you look at these small images towards the bottom there, one of them is of Tony Atlas on television in the South in the early 80s wearing a shirt that says something like, "Ladies, step on my face." He's wearing that in the early 80s. Mm-hmm. And then there's another image next to it of him working out again on television in the early 80s. And the shirt he's wearing is an image of his face with a high-heeled shoe pressed against it.
Let's see. Oh, wow. Look at all these feet. Look at all these feet pictures.
The third image is from a shoot interview.
Is that person stepping directly on his face?
Yes. And that fourth image is from like a week ago. He's laying on the sidewalk and a woman is stepping on his face and he's into it. And it's really hard. It's hard to, it's just hard to put into words how quietly liberating that is. That Tony Atlas is just like, yeah, this is who I am. I love it. I don't care that I'm a wrestler. Tony. I don't care any of that. He's into it. So he's getting into it. And that's great.
Yeah. Great job, Tony. This is a real beautiful thing. Let's look at that picture of him just my God. That's both feet. That's both feet. Jeez Louise, Tony. Oh my God. Like they're off the ground. Like that one foot just off the ground, just stomping on his face. Wow, what a fun we've had. S writes some things here. Interesting take about NXT and the Indies, Red. I like to bust your chops, but I also like to give you credit when you bring it. Thank you, S. That's very sweet. I do think NXT's done a lot. John Busman writes, ha 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 ha. Oh my God, gonna go on a Tony Atlas dive. Let's all go on a Tony Atlas dive. Let's dive into that water because he's also a funny interview. He is a funny shoot interview.
Him on the Surreal House or whatever, the Wrestle House.
Wrestle House. Legends House.
The Legends House. Yes, he's really interesting there. And I mean, one of the best interviews on any episode of Dark Side of the Ring is his interview on the Bruiser Brody episode. Yeah, he's the real deal.
He is the deal. He is a real deal. Good for him. Wow.
Thank you for doing that, Tam.
Thank you so much, Tam. Everyone give it up for Tam in the chat, doing God's work here. What a fun weekly wrestle we've had. This has been the weekly wrestle. We're really bringing it each week. As you can see, we're really cranking in the production value, really bringing it to you. Let us know what you think. And let us know if you would like to jump on. Maybe if you want, send us emails at Loserly's Pod. Check us out on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm going to set up a phone number so you can also leave us voicemails. We'll play them on the show.
Oh, let's set up a voicemail. We'll listen to them. We'll listen to all your voicemails and questions. Thank you so much. Anything else to add here, Roy?
We'll see you Wednesday. We're going to have more details on our big announcement on Wednesday.
Yeah. More details on our big announcement on Wednesday. And also, everyone send a private message to Moet Jaswal. Moet Jaswal, let him know we want him on the show. This winter is coming. We want him on. Winter is coming. We all want him on. Thank you so much, S. John Busman, all you others who are watching but didn't feel like talking about it, but that's okay. That's okay. You could just watch. We're chill with it. Thank you all so much. Have a great one. My name is Red. I'm here with Roy and with Tam and saying goodbye. Bye. Bye.
We're the rascals.
Bye. Yeah, and hey, Hipster Harwood. Hipster Harwood, that's Busman in the chat.
Hell yeah.
Hipster Harwood.
Hipster Harwood.
Oh, he loves it. 3, 2, 1. Bye.
OReilly. 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 OReilly.